Hey there, welcome to Vietnam, a land full of mysteries and, of course, delicious noodles. Let's dive into this adventure together. Where do I even begin? This place grabs you by the senses and doesn't let go. The street food alone is an adventure, with flavors that dance on your tongue and aromas that fill the air. The smells, the sounds, the bubbly chaos. It's a full-on assault, and I mean that in the best way possible. Every corner you turn, there's something new to discover, something that makes you feel alive. But beyond the bustling streets and killer street food lies a whole other Vietnam, one hidden in ancient history and mystery. It's a place where the past and present coexist in a delicate balance. I'm talking about the temples. These sacred spaces are not just tourist attractions, they are windows into a time long gone. These are not your average tourist traps. These are places where you can feel the weight of history, where the air is thick with stories waiting to be told. We're talking about forgotten ruins swallowed by jungle, places where time seems to stand still. It's like stepping into another world, one where nature and history have mixed to create something truly magical. The complex carvings, the serene atmosphere, the sense of dread you feel as you walk through these ancient sites. It's an experience that stays with you long after you've left. Vietnam is a land of differences, a place where the old and the new blend seamlessly, creating a blend of experiences that are as diverse as they are unforgettable. There's always something that will capture your heart and imagination. My first temple experience in Vietnam was, well, let's just say it was magical. It was unlike anything I had ever encountered before. The serene atmosphere and mysterious vibes were captivating. I was in this tiny village outside Hue. No guidebook, no clue. I had wandered off the beaten path, driven by a sense of adventure and curiosity. The village was charming, with traditional houses and friendly locals who greeted me with warm smiles. Just me and this ancient temple, half hidden by vines and guarded by these stone dragons that looked like they could come to life any minute. The temple seemed to whisper secrets of the past, its weathered stones telling tales of a bygone era. The dragons, though spiritless, gave off a sense of power and protection. The air was thick, with the smell of incense and something else. Older, musty. It was as if the very essence of history was suspended in the air, mingling with the fragrant smoke of the incense sticks. The scent was both comforting and sinister, a proof of the temple's ancient roots. The hair on the back of my neck stood up. I felt a chill run down my spine, a mix of wonder and fear. It was as if the temple was alive, watching me, sensing my presence. I knew right then and there, I was in for something special. This was not just a visit, it was a journey into the heart of Vietnam's rich cultural heritage. Every step I took felt like a step back in time, a connection to the countless souls who had walked these grounds before me. The experience was profound, leaving an indelible mark on my soul. Now, let's talk about this abandoned temple. It's like something straight out of a movie, so peaceful yet haunting, like this one place I stumbled on deep in the Mekong Delta, totally forgotten, Trees were growing through the roof, roots snaking through the walls. It was like nature was reclaiming its own. And you know what? It felt right. Peaceful even. Vietnam is rich with myths and folklores. Every corner has a story to tell, and it's absolutely fascinating. Some are grand tales of emperors and battles. Others are more like local gossip passed down through generations. I remember this one old monk, toothless grin, eyes that could see right through you. He told me about a temple haunted by the ghost of a heartbroken princess. Lost love, betrayal, the whole 9 yards. Now, I'm not one for ghost stories, but listening to him, under that humid Vietnamese sky, I'll admit it was absolutely fascinating. These temples, they're the real architectural marvels. Towering pagodas, all built by hand, without modern tools. It's mind-blowing. I'm talking about places like my son, this Hindu temple complex that'll knock your socks off. Each structure has its own unique charm and history. You can practically feel the history radiating off the stones. Incense, offerings, and ancient rituals are a big part of the culture here. These elements come together to create an atmosphere that is both mystical and deeply spiritual. The air is thick with the scent of burning incense, a fragrance that has been used for centuries to purify the space and invite the divine. Walking into a Vietnamese temple is a full-on sensory experience. The moment you step through the entrance, you are enveloped in a world that feels far removed from the hustle and bustle of everyday life. The architecture itself is a marvel, with carvings and colors that tell stories of ancient times. The smell of incense hits you first. Thick and sweet, almost overwhelming. It's a scent that lingers in the air, creating a sense of calm and reverence. Watching the smoke curl and rise, you can't help but feel a connection to something greater, something timeless. Then there's the sight of offerings laid out on altars. Fruit, flowers, sometimes even cigarettes. Each offering is a token of respect, a way to honor the deities and ancestors. The colors of the fruit and flowers stand out against the backdrop of the temple, creating a visual feast that is both beautiful and meaningful. Monks chanting, bells ringing, the murmur of prayers. These sounds create a symphony that resonates deep within your soul. The chants are rhythmic and soothing, a form of meditation that helps to center the mind and spirit. The ringing of the bells adds a layer of depth. It's a lot to take in, but trust me, it's worth it. Every element, from the incense to the offerings to the sounds, works together to create an experience that is both immersive and transformative. You leave the temple feeling a sense of peace and connection, a feeling of the beauty and depth of ancient traditions. It's like stepping back in time, witnessing traditions that have been going on for centuries. These rituals are an indication of the power of faith and community, a link between the past and the present. They teach us the importance of honoring our heritage and keeping these ancient practices alive for future generations. It feels out of this world and soothing to witness. The human element, monks, locals, and curious travelers. The best part about these temples? The people. You'll meet monks, of course, saffron robes and serene smiles. Then there are the locals, coming to pray, light incense, pay their respects. And then there are the travelers, like you and me, wandering in, with our cameras and our curiosity. Everyone has a story, and it's heartwarming to hear them. It's a real mix, but everyone's there for the same reason: to connect with something bigger than themselves. Vietnam's temples are much more than tourist attractions. They're living, breathing evidence of Vietnam's rich history and cultural identity. They've survived wars, natural disasters, and more, still standing, still drawing people in, still whispering their stories. It's powerful and reflective, leaving a lasting impression on anyone who visits. Vietnam is inviting and adventurous, just waiting for you to uncover its secrets. So next time you're in Vietnam, do yourself a favor. Skip the tourist traps, ditch the guidebook, and go get lost. Find yourself a hidden temple, one that speaks to you. Sit in the silence. Soak it all in. Trust me, you won't regret it. It might just be the most authentic, most memorable experience of your trip. And hey, if you happen to stumble across that haunted temple with the heartbroken princess, tell her I said hi.